coming down. It's always great when the realtors come down. Serve good food, fine wine, good drinks, a lot of good fun. Absolutely. You know, this has been a unique year. Probably the best rewarding year that I've had in the legislative process. But I have busted my butt a lot harder when you move from the House to the Senate and you have 3 times the amount of constituents. Yeah, you have to time that a lot. So we get a lot more phone calls. And then especially this economy with the budget shortfall guys and with the issues that we're facing. You know, whether we're actually, and I think always did it the best. We said, look, if you're going to take our money from the Tallahassee Trust Fund, just we'll take our money. You know, that's a major issue. Some of the statements that are made by some of the other folks that, you know, houses are cheap now. Everybody should buy one. Everybody may not have money. But we did hold firm as to all the money that we used last year. Still will be paid for homes for this next year.
I'm sorry, did you say that again?
I said nothing, ma'am.
I'm sorry,
I said the money that was available for home purchases last year will be available this year.
through Tallahassee?
Yes.
Good news.
So we didn't take all the money.
That's good news.
It sounds better when I stand on this dot, though.
Yes.
Yeah. That way everybody can hear me. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
Except me.
Something else is, you know, property insurance. That's a big deal.
Thank you all for being here and welcome to the Florida Senate. You've already had a chance to chat with Senator Evers, who's a new member of the Senate, but an experienced member of the legislature. And, you know, it is probably something that you will hear from everybody, and that is that we are now at the vice-tightening part of the worst budget or most challenging budget or most demanding budget in the modern history of the state of Florida. In a couple of minutes, I'll go to the Senate Budget Committee on which I serve, and we will continue voting on $4 billion in budget reductions. We have $4 billion less coming into the state next year than we do this year. And so we had 2 choices. One is increase taxes, and the other is cut spending. And so as President Herodopoulos, standing right up there, said on the first day, this Senate will cut spending. So we intend to cut $4 billion from the state budget. And we think that's, frankly, not a bad idea. Some of the cuts are very difficult decisions to make. Some of them are decisions I wish I didn't make. But some of the cuts have required us to go inside the budget and look for things that we should have looked for years ago. Things that we've been doing that we shouldn't have done. Things that have been overtaken by time, and we can do different things to do them better, more cost effectively. And it's just like in your real estate agencies, you have been forced to look at every cost you have. And now as the market is starting to come back up, and the indications that I've had in talking with people is that, obviously not every part of the market in every part of the state is coming up, but in Northwest Florida, the market is starting to rise again. But, you're not going to add back in costs, which you've already identified as costs that represent areas of where you can do things a little bit better. So that's what we're trying to do. But some of the cuts, I will acknowledge to you, are very, very difficult to make. But others are cuts we should have made all along. And in that vein, the last time you were here, I think I told you that one of my objectives for this year is that we will eliminate the Department of Community Affairs, and I can now tell you that the Senate has voted on my conforming bill that eliminates the Department of Community Affairs, gets it out of our misery.